Good morning, students. So, in the last class, we studied about combination of cells, series combination. That means in series combination, different cells are connected, and when series combination, identical cells are connected, and when some cells are wrongly connected, right? And then we also discussed about parallel combination of the cells. When the different cells or dissimilar cells are connected in parallel, when identical cells are connected in parallel, right? So we will briefly summarize those points there. So first of all, series combination means the negative terminal of one cell is to be connected to the positive terminal of the next cell. So then this is the negative terminal of one cell. Now it should be connected to the positive terminal of this next cell. And similarly, the negative terminal of this cell should be connected to the positive terminal of the next cell. So if the connections are like this, then we call that as a series combination, right? And when cells are connected in series, the effective EMF will be equal to sum of EMF of the individual cells. Like if these are the cells of EMF E1, E2, E3 and so on, then we can write E1 plus E2 plus E3 plus and so on, right? And if wrongly connected cells means, then if suppose by mistake the negative terminal of one cell is connected to the negative terminal of the another cell. Suppose this is the negative terminal of the one cell, now it is connected to the negative terminal of the another cell like this. Now this cell is said to be wrongly connected here, right? And so then if suppose this is of EMF E1, E let us consider, and this is also E and this is also E, and here one more cell is there like this, for example. Then in this the effective EMF we can write this as 3 minus E, because 3 cells are connected in series correctly and one cell is connected in opposite direction. So we need to subtract this EMF here, and so that it will be 2E we can write. So that is effective EMF of this combination. And next similarly we discussed about the parallel combination. So parallel combination means all the positive terminals of the cells are connected to one point and all the negative terminals of the cells are connected to the another point. So that means all the positive terminals and negative terminals are connected together like this. And we connect some external source across this, external resistance across this. And so then this is said to be our parallel combination of the cells. That means these two cells are said to be in parallel. In this we mentioned this effective EMF as sigma E by R by sigma 1 by R. So this is our E effective here. Or for two cells you can write as E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2. That is effective EMF in case of two cells. And in case of many cells you can write like this, E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 plus E3 by R3 and so on by 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 you can write. And next in this, if the cells are of identical, then EMF, effective EMF will be equal to EMF of the single cell. So whatever the number of cells you are connecting there, then EMF will be equal to EMF of a single cell only, right? So that is a points which we discussed in our last class. And now let us say this, in case of this parallel combination, if the cells are wrongly connected. So let us continue our last class there. And so then in parallel combination, if the cells are wrongly connected. So mention that as the next case in parallel combination. I think we are mentioning them as cases. So then it is case 3 in parallel combination. Different cells is the first case, identical cells is the second case, and these are wrongly connected cells. So that means in parallel combination, this is wrongly connected cells here, when cells are connected wrongly. And so that means when cells are connected wrongly, just what we can write is, if suppose I am taking this a circuit like this, if cells are connected like this, if suppose all these positive and negative terminals are connected like this, and then we are connecting some external resistance across this, right? Suppose I am taking this is R1, E1 R1 and this is E2 R2, and this will be suppose say E3 R3, and this is E4 R4, right? And these external resistance are. So now let us identify that which cell is wrongly connected and when the cell is said to be wrongly connected in case of parallel combination. So in case of series combination we already discussed when it is wrongly connected means. Now here actually our parallel combination definition means all positive terminals of cells are connected to one point and all the negative terminals are connected to another point, and so then external source or external resistance is connected between those points there, right? So but here you can, if you observe this is the positive terminal of E1 and this is the positive terminal of E2, but this is the negative terminal of this E3, right? And this is a negative, a positive terminal of E4. That means for these three cells, positive terminal will be this side. But by mistake, knowingly or suppose unknowingly, we are connecting this negative terminal to one side here. That means this side. And so now we name this this cell will be wrongly connected here. So this cell is wrongly connected. Got it? So instead of connecting positive terminal this side, we are connecting a negative terminal here. And so then, so this is the wrongly connected cell here. So that cell will be wrongly connected. Then simply suppose we need to write this total current or the EMF we need to write here. So just I am writing this effective EMF is equal to effective EMF like E effective is equal to, our general formula is like sigma E by R by sigma 1 by R we will write here, right? But here E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 minus E3 by R3 plus E4 by R4 by, so then this is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R4. So our formula is sigma E by R, general formula sigma 1 by R. This is our E effective formula, right? Now this formula I am applying there, but EMF of this cell is in opposite direction. That means it will like it will try to send the current in opposite, and so that its EMF we need to subtract here. That means the term we need to take it as a negative sign. So then this is a correctly connected cell. So these E1, E2 and E4 are correctly connected, and E3 is wrongly connected. So for that we are taking the negative sign there. But in the denominator term, when you are writing like 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3, here we should take it as a positive sign only. In series combination, we already discussed it. When cells are connected wrongly, EMFs will be in opposite direction, but resistance or all are in series only when the cells are connected in series. Even though if some of the cells are connected wrongly, their internal resistance will also be in series with the circuit only, right? And so that we discussed already. Even though suppose M cells are connected wrongly, if n out of n cells, the effective EMF, effective internal resistance we mentioned like NR only, R plus R plus R plus and so on n times. So similarly here, if one of the cell is connected wrongly, EMF will be in opposite direction. So in numerator we need to take the negative sign, but in denominator when you are finding this 1 by R effective value, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R4. So here we need to take positive sign only. Here we should take only positive sign irrespective of how the polarities of the cell are, right? So that point you need to remember. Only negative sign we need to consider here. So that is simply effective EMF in such a case here. So that is effective EMF when cells are connected in such a wrongly connected. So for that cell we need to take that the negative sign here, and that too in the EMF term only. So it is simply that, and the remaining you can write if you want to find the current flowing through this circuit here, current flowing through this circuit, then you can write this as I is equal to E effective by R effective we need to write, and so then this is nothing but E effective by R plus small r effective we need to write, where that small r effective is, where this 1 by small r effective is equal to like 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus 1 by R4. Means from this we find the R effective value. That is the meaning of this R effective here. Total effective internal resistance plus effective external resistance we need to write. So from this we can calculate the current flowing through this external resistance there. By using this formula, you will get this effective resistance, effective EMF, and then effective resistance is nothing but. And so by using this formula, you can calculate the current flowing through the circuit, right? So that is a combination of series and parallel combination of the cells. And so now let us see about the mixed grouping of the cells. So after completing of that mixed grouping of cells, I will give some problems based on all the combinations of the cells. So I will discuss all those problems after completion of this topic, right? And so now I am going to the next topic. Is it clear in this? So whatever the cells we are taking, that means we need to identify whether all the positive terminals are connected together or all the negative terminals are connected together. If one of the cell is connected wrongly, then for that cell in that numerator term we need to take the negative sign. In the denominator all we need to add all the resistors we need to add only. That means 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 we need to add. And so then that is about and from that if you know the RMF and effective EMF and effective resistance, you can write this current also. Write this. So next let us see about this. In this another combination of cells will be there. So just we discussed about series and parallel combination of the cells. And so next let us see about this mixed grouping of cells. So mixed grouping means by the name itself it indicates that both series and parallel combinations will be there in that, right? And so I am taking that as a mixed grouping of the cells. So this is now third one in this. Mixed grouping of cells. So mixed grouping of cells means remember that we write like series and parallel combinations. Both will be there here. Suppose I am taking the circuit like this. And such a n cells are there in this each row, right? It means we are taking a row, in that n cells are there. Now suppose such a m rows I am assuming here. And so suppose such a m rows I am assuming here, right? That means all these are connected to a one point here. And some external resistance is connected between those 2 points here. So some external resistance R is connected between those 2 points, right? So now that is our circuit here. So observe this clearly here. So I am taking this as n identical cells. So this is of EMF E and internal resistance are such a n cells are there in this each row. So that means here this is also like EMF E and internal resistance are. So all cells are identical cells. And this is the external resistance R. And so now here in each row such a n cells are there here. That means in each row I can write this as n cells. So that means in each row such a n cells are there and such a m rows are there in this here totally. And this external resistance R, right? Got it? So now in this we need to discuss about effective EMF and effective resistance, and from this we need to find current, and here we also discuss about when that current becomes maximum, right? And so first mention about that. Consider n identical cells n identical cells, each of EMF E and internal resistance are small r, are connected in series in a row, Such m rows are connected in parallel. To external resistance R as shown in figure. So that is a circuit here, right? Now that is, you can observe this, that is why we are calling such a combination as mixed grouping. So series combination is there, so here all these cells are in series and such a combinations are there in this parallel, right? And so that means both series and parallel combinations are involved in this. So combined, and so that is nothing but we are naming that as mixed grouping of cells, right? So in this mixed grouping of cells, now let us see how to identify this effective EMF. So first I am writing about EMF in each row. So this I am writing like EMF in each row. Let's suppose I am taking this as E dash, EMF in each row. And so now can you say what is the EMF in each row? So now in each row all the cells are in series and such n cells are there in identical cells are there in series. We discussed already in the last class, when cells are there in series and identical cells are there in series, the effective EMF will be equal to n times that of E. That means the EMF is nothing but actually we need to add that values here. So directly I am writing that this value will be NE. Got it? Because all those cells are in series. In series means E1 plus E2 plus E3 we need to write. So here E plus E plus E plus and so on n times. So directly I am writing that as NE. And next internal resistance. In each row. So let's suppose this I am taking as some R dash value here. And so now again in each row all these internal resistors are in series. So that means when n identical resistors are in series, the effective EMF will be equal to n times that of E, that we already discussed in the previous weeks about when we were discussing about the resistors, series and parallel combination of the resistors. So that means R plus R plus R plus R and so on, NR we need to write here, right? So that means this will be NR. When n identical resistors are connected in series, the effective EMF will become n times that of R. We need to add all those resistors actually there, right? So that is about the each row. That is the case here. That means in each row, all these n cells we are replacing by a single cell of EMF NE and internal resistance NR, right? So I will write what actually I am meaning here. So that means we are replacing all these cells by a single cell. So such a here m rows are there here. So we are all replacing all of them by a single cell here, right? And so now this is NE, EMF is NE and internal resistance is NR. That means now we can consider this case as n identical cells, or suppose say this m identical cells are connected in parallel combination. In parallel combination, now all these we are replacing this total n number of cells by a single cell, so that its EMF will be NE and internal resistance is NR. Now such m rows are connected in parallel. That means if identical cells are connected in parallel, we know about what is the effective EMF. When n identical cells, suppose say each of EMF E are connected in parallel, then effective EMF will be equal to, we discussed already, it is the EMF of a single cell only, whatever may be the number of cells you are connecting. So that the effective EMF will be equal to EMF of a single cell, right? That means here EMF of the single cell means only NE. Got it? So the effective EMF, but the effective EMF of all these parallel cells is same as that of the EMF of a single cell only. EMF of a single cell only, and so that means we can write the effective EMF in that circuit is only NE we can write. Got it? So I am writing here effective EMF in the circuit. So therefore this E effective is equal to N times that of E. Is it clear why it is NE? So it is all these N cells are connected, M cells are connected in parallel, M identical cells, each of EMF NE. When identical cells are connected in parallel, the EMF of effective EMF will be equal to EMF of a single cell. Now single cell is nothing but NE, right? And next similarly effective internal resistance we need to write. You can directly answer here. This is of such a, that means each row a resistance will be NR will be there. Such a M rows are there. That means M identical resistors are connected in parallel. If suppose its resistance is capital R for example, if M identical resistors are there in parallel, then effective resistance we can write as R by M. That also we discussed already, like 1 by R plus 1 by R plus 1 by R plus N terms we need to write here. So that also directly I am writing here. Right, got it? And so now effective internal resistance in the circuit. Effective internal resistance in this circuit. So therefore this I am writing as R effective. Each resistance is NR in each row, such M rows are in parallel, so NR by M. So that will be the effective resistance in that, effective internal resistance in that circuit. And therefore effective resistance So therefore this effective resistance is nothing but we can write this as external resistance plus internal resistance, effective internal resistance. Therefore this effective resistance is R plus NR by M. So this will be the effective internal resistance of this, effective resistance of this system here, right? So now this is nothing but effective EMF in the circuit, N times that of E, and this is effective internal resistance in the circuit, and this is effective resistance in the circuit. And in this total number of cells are also important. So let us write the total number of the cells here. Can you say how many cells are there here? Total number of cells. Total number of cells in the circuit. So how many cells are there? You can observe this, each row N cells are there and such a M rows are there. So I can write this as N into M. So this will be the total number of cells. So that is also important here. In problems it is also required here. So total number of cells are N into M, and then effective internal resistance is NE. Sorry, effective EMF is NE and internal resistance is NR by M, and effective resistance is R plus NR by M. And so from this I am writing this current here. So that means current flowing to this external resistance. The total current flowing to this external resistance I am writing here. So that it can be written as, so there is a current through the external resistance, E effective by R effective. So that is nothing but NE by R plus NR by M. And therefore I can write this as I is equal to N into M into E by MR plus NR, just by taking LCM, right? So it is a total current in that circuit here. So those are the expressions regarding this. That means nothing to remember here. Just by seeing the circuit, you can write those expressions easily. If you understand that series and parallel combination of the cells and series and parallel combination of the resistors. So then that is the total current in that circuit. Now here actually we need to derive a condition for when the current or external power supply to this external resistance will become maximum. So that condition is very important in this, and so then we need to discuss that when this current value will become maximum. So that to find that when the current becomes maximum, just we need to do some modifications in that expression here, and so that we can answer that when the current becomes maximum easily. So that means this is the expression for this current here. Is it clear? Now I am moving to that finding the maximum current. Maximum current flowing to this external resistance. So I will rub this circuit here. So just I am doing some modification to say when the current becomes maximum. That means the same expression I am writing like I is equal to N into M into E by MR plus NR. That means this is nothing but what we are doing the calculation is nothing but to find the maximum current. To find maximum current. We are doing this total calculation for that. And so that now this expression I can write this as NME by under root M into R minus under root N into small r whole square plus 2 into root N into M into capital R into small r. Is there any change if you are writing like this? That means if you expand MR whole square, that means MR, that means I will write this after expansion MR plus NR, this value whole square means minus 2 into under root of MR into NR you will get. That means 2AB term plus this term will be there plus under root of 2 into under root of M into N into R into R. So these two terms will be cancelled. Again you will get the same expression, right? So that means the same expression, just I am expressing in a different way. And so now here from this now we can conclude that when the current becomes maximum here. So generally from this expression we need to say that current becomes maximum when the denominator is minimum. And so now here from this equation we can say when the denominator is minimum means when this term becomes 0. That means there is a possibility for this, right? So when this term becomes 0, then current in the circuit will become maximum, right? And so therefore what we can write is current I will be maximum if under root MR minus under root NR is equal to 0, or that is nothing but we can write this as M into R is equal to NR, or this is R is equal to NR by M. So now this is our condition here. That means we can express this as NR by M is nothing but, now we can observe here, NR by M is nothing but our effective internal resistance, right? And this R is capital R is nothing but external resistance, effective external resistance. That means here this R is equal to effective internal resistance. This is effective external resistance is equal to effective internal resistance. Then current in the circuit or power delivered to the external resistance will become maximum. So when current in the circuit is maximum, then automatically power will be maximum, because I think in lower classes you learn about the electric power formula. We write like I square R, right? And later we will discuss that about this I square R. When you are discussing about the heating effects of current, we will discuss how to derive that expression and all we will discuss there. That means here this the power delivered to this external resistance will be maximum when this I value is maximum, right? And so then I value will be maximum when this external resistance in the circuit is equal to effective external resistance in the circuit is equal to effective internal resistance in the circuit. And this is nothing but actually we call to maximum power transfer theorem. So first note up to here and I will say the statement here. So note up to that NR by, capital R is equal to N into small r by M. So after that write, therefore the current or power delivered to the external resistance will be maximum when effective internal resistance in the circuit is equals to effective external resistance in the circuit is equal to effective external resistance. This is called maximum power transfer theorem. For power, you may write in brackets like I square R, and about the power we will discuss later. That means after completing this current study, some problems like basing on the circuit analysis is completed, then I will start the heating effects of the current. So in that we will derive an expression for this power, and we will discuss more about the power there, electrical power in that topic, right? And so now let us derive what will be the maximum resistance also. So this is very important condition here in this, and this is a very important condition. And then that the maximum power, that means basing on this, lot of questions, previous questions are there both in mains and advanced also, basing on this maximum power transfer theorem. So that means understand this clearly. The effective internal resistance in the circuit is equal to external resistance. Then power delivered to the external resistance will be maximum, or current flowing to the external resistance will be maximum, right? And so now in this you need to remember this expression also. And so in this sometimes like questions will be there by giving certain combination of the cells. Suppose say some 100 cells are given to you, and they will ask how to connect these 100 identical cells to get the maximum current in the external resistance. That means how many cells must be connected in series and how many cells must be connected in parallel. That means how many such a rows are there. So that means in that you need to identify this in our calculations here. N means number of cells in a row, and M is number of rows, right? You need to remember that also, because in the options they will give like that. Number of cells in each row is suppose say some 10, and number of rows are 10. So like that, or number of cells in each row is 20, and number of rows are 5. So like that they will give such a combinations there. So for that you need to remember, after getting this N and M values also, you need to remember what is N and what is M. So N is number of cells in each row and M is number of rows. Now let us see the maximum current calculation. Therefore, and here we draw the graph also here. That means when you are, that means in power I will explain that all about the graphs and all in when you are discussing the heating effects. Just here we say this power or current will become maximum when this external resistance is equal to internal resistance here. When R effective is equal to R external, then this current or power will be maximum here. Simply we represent like this. When this is this R value, that means resistance value, and then and this is the current or power you can consider, then you will get a graph like this. So that all the graphs we will discuss later when you are discussing the heating effects of current. And so next let us calculate how much maximum power is there here. Maximum current is there in this expression. Therefore, this I maximum is equal to, I can write this as, just let us substitute here, NME by, this term will be 0, that only we are taking this condition. So then 2 into under root of N M into R. I am substituting this capital R value. I am eliminating, suppose say capital R value. Then if you eliminate this capital R value, NR by M I can write. So that means in this expression I am eliminating this capital R value by using this equation here. Therefore, this I maximum we can write this as NME by this term is nothing but N into R you will get, right? So this M and M will be cancelled. So then NR whole square you will get, so which is nothing but NR. So I can write therefore this maximum current we can write this as ME by 2R, or the same thing you can also write in terms of this small r here. So in terms of small r if I write here, that means this same thing we can also express in terms of the capital R as NE by 2R you will get. Just you can find this R value from this and you can substitute there, or M by R value you can write from this, so that R by M is equal to R by N. And you can reverse this, M by small r is equal to N by small r you can write. Therefore, you can replace this M by small r with N by capital R you can replace there. So that is our maximum current expression here. So the maximum current expression is given by this, and you will get the maximum current when the total external resistance in the circuit is equal to internal resistance in that circuit, right? And here just to mention a note and write some points here. And actually related to that, sometimes they will ask some more other questions also related to this maximum current or maximum power. So let us write that. So that means in that regarding the maximum current and maximum power, total 3 cases will be there. So in that, this is one of the case here, when number of cells are there and some combination of cells are given to us, and if they are asking like when you will get the maximum current or maximum power means, then we need to connect such a combination of cells like this. So that means regarding this equation is important here, NR by M. External resistance is equal to, right? And so now write a note. So now write that note here. Regarding maximum current, or maximum power, there will be 3 cases. And one of them is discussed above. The remaining two are so when R is variable, so that means I am taking a simple circuit here. So this is EMF V and resistance R, and this is the R. Now this R is variable, right? So that is the case we are taking here. When R is variable, the current in that circuit will be maximum when, that means these two are fixed here. R is variable, that means I can write this as in that circuit we are taking, simple circuit we are taking here, R is variable, but E and R are constants. Then so current will be maximum when, so simply I will write the current expression here. From this we can answer here. So current flowing in that circuit we can write this as E by R plus R. Now can you say when this current becomes maximum? When capital R is variable. That you should note here. When capital R is variable and this small r and E are fixed. Those are some fixed values, like say 10 volts and internal resistance is 2. Then when the current becomes maximum means, and this small r is variable, you can put any desired value in that circuit. Just we need the maximum current. And so then when you are making this resistance as 0, then current in that circuit will be maximum, right? So when this R, capital R is 0, because that is possible here. That is possible because they are giving the condition like R is variable. So you can put any desired value in that circuit. Suppose I am assuming that external resistance in the circuit is 0. That means we are removing the external resistance just as this positive and negative terminals are connected together. And so then current in that circuit will be maximum here. So current in the circuit will be maximum when R is equal to 0, right? And so that is the condition here. That means equal to 0, then current in that circuit will be maximum, and that maximum current you can write this as maximum current is equal to E by R. That means in such a simple circuit if you are taking, then that is only the maximum current there. Then when you are removing the external resistance completely, then you will get the maximum current, right? And even if you are taking any circuit, just I am taking by simple circuit, I am explaining this. Even you may consider our previous circuit also, right? Even if you consider the previous circuit, when all the cells are effective EMF and effective internal resistance are constant, and only small r is variable, that is only capital R is variable, that is a given case here, right? And but here in the same case, if they ask like when power becomes maximum, so in this case the power delivered to the external resistance would be maximum at this point here, for this point, and identify the difference here. The power delivered to the external resistance is not maximum for this condition, because we are taking capital R is equal to 0 means we are removing totally the external resistance. Then how cell can be supplied power to the external resistance when external resistance itself is not there? Got it? When we are removing external resistance, we are making it 0 means we are removing the external resistance. Then how can you calculate power delivered to the external resistance when external resistance is not there in the circuit? So that is completely wrong. So that means here power delivered to the external resistance is not maximum when when R is equal to 0, right? And so if you want to calculate power delivered to the external resistance is maximum. So that means here what I can write is, but power supplied to external resistance will be maximum when capital R is equal to small r. That means when external resistance is equal to internal resistance, then power will be maximum. That means here for maximum power and maximum current, both we are getting some different conditions here. You need to identify the difference between them. So to get maximum current, simply we should remove the external resistance. When you are removing the external resistance, you can't calculate the power delivered to the external resistance, because external resistance itself is absent in the circuit. So that means cell is not supplying any power to the external circuit. And so then, but if you are connecting some external resistance, and if you want to find when the when the power supply to that external resistance becomes maximum, then this is the case where you will get this maximum power, right? So remember this. If they ask about in such a simple circuit and by giving this condition is also important here. When R is variable, to get the maximum current, when this R should be equal to 0 and when small r is equal to capital R, right? And so next, is it clear this case? Next time moving to the next case here. When small r is variable but EM capital R or constant, right? Think about that case now. When small r is variable but E and capital R are fixed. Did you get any clarity now regarding this case? Now let us take this such a simple circuit only. From this you can answer here. Suppose again I am taking this current as I is equal to E by R, right? So that this value is to be maximum now. And now this R is, small r is only variable and this is some constant and which is not equal to 0 here. This value is not equal to 0. Some finite value is there. R is non-zero. And so now in that case, this I value will become maximum only when small r is 0, right? When small r is 0, then automatically I value will become maximum, and power also becomes maximum for that condition only, because when small r is 0, then there is no power dissipated across this internal resistance. Whatever the power is supplied by the cell, the total power will be supplied to this external resistance only. Got it? Well, cell is a source of energy here. It is supplying some power. That power, some power will be dissipated here, internal resistance, and some power will be dissipated to the external resistance, right? When this internal resistance is completely removed, that means if it is 0, then total power will appear across the external resistance only. That means you will get the maximum power here. So that is nothing but this case here. So then you can complete that. When small r is variable but E and R are constants, then both current and power supply to the external resistance, current and power supply to the external resistance will be maximum when small r is equal to 0. When small r is equal to 0, then I maximum will be E by R, and for this simple circuit, and a P maximum, if I want to write I square R, you can write, so which is E square by R, you can write by substituting that I value here. That means for this simple circuit, if any other circuits are there, accordingly you can answer there, right? So that is these are the cases there regarding the maximum power and maximum current. So you need to read the question carefully, whether small r is variable or capital R is variable in the given cases there, right? And so that is a combination of the cells, series, parallel, and mixed grouping of the cells, and about the maximum power transfer theorem. And so let us see some problems based on these combinations here. So now let us write, as the mixed grouping is just completed. Now let us write a problem based on the mixed grouping. So write a problem here. 48 identical cells, each of EMF E and internal resistance 1 ohm, are connected in a mixed grouping across external resistance 3 ohm. If power supplied to the external resistance is maximum, then identify how many cells are connected in each row, and how many rows are present. Right? So that is the problem here. Total number of cells are 48. So here total number of cells are 48 identical cells are connected here. Each of internal resistance say R 1 ohm and external resistance 3 ohm. And so this combination is connected like the power delivered to the external resistance will be maximum. So this is a given condition here. And so we know already when power delivered to the external resistance will be maximum in such a mixed grouping. When external resistance is equal to internal resistance, then you will get automatically the power delivered to the circuit will be maximum. And when we are discussing about the mixed grouping, there we mentioned one sentence about the total number of cells. we assume our assumption will be like n cells are there in each row like our previous discussion, and m such a rows we are assuming here, right? Then I am writing this total number of cells. So total number of cells. So this is equal to n into m, so which is equal to 48, right? So total number of cells are given for us. And next here internal resistance, effective internal resistance. So this value we can write this as R effective is equal to N R by M. Same discussion only, like N resistors we are assuming in series in each row, and M such a rows are in parallel. So effective resistance will be N R by M. And then the power delivered to the resistance will be maximum. So power will be maximum when external resistance is equal to internal resistance. So that is nothing but what we can write is 3 is equal to 1 into N by M. Got it? 3, and this internal resistance is nothing but this NR by M. The smaller value is given as 1 ohm here. And so from this what we can write is N is equal to 3M. This N value just by cross multiplying this. And so now let us say this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Just substitute this N value here. From equations 1 and 2. So then this N value I am substituting here. 3M into M is equal to 48. And therefore this is M square is equal to 16 and M is equal to 4. Right? And so when M is equal to 4, from equation 2, you can write this N is equal to 3M. Therefore N is equal to 12 you will get. So now that is our conclusion here. That means M value is 4 and N value is 12. And now you need to also remember what is N and what is M. Then only you can select the correct option here. So as I said, they will mention like options will be given like this. In each row 4 cells are there and such a 12 rows are present, or another option will be like in each row 12 cells are there and such a 4 rows are connected in parallel. So if you remember this N, what is N and what is M, then you can answer such a questions correctly here, right? So that means N is number of cells in each row. So how many cells are there now? 12 cells. So in each row 12 cells must be there and such a 4 rows must be connected in series here. So that means final our conclusion is 12 cells in each row and 4 such rows. 4 such rows in parallel. So 12 cells are connected in series in each row and 4 such a rows must be connected in parallel. So that is our conclusion here. That means in that mixed grouping of cells, so these are important conditions here. That means total number of cells N into M, and this is an important condition here. The total effective resistance must be equal to internal resistance in that circuit, or internal resistance in the circuit is nothing but NR by M, right? So let us go to the next problem based on this combination of the cells here. So write that problem. 2 cells, each of EMF E and internal resistance R1 and R2. In brackets R2 is greater than R1, are connected in series, across an external resistance or if potential difference across one of the cell is 0, if potential difference across one of the cell is 0, then find value of the external resistance R, capital R. Then find the value of external resistance, capital R. So it's a very important problem. So very important in the problem in the sense it is asked already in mains and in advance also, and in many competitive exams you can find this question here in previous years if you are solving such a previous year problem papers. So that means just you need to identify this concept here, potential difference across one of the cell. So we know potential difference across cell will depend on its state. So first let us write the current flowing to the cell here. So to find the current flowing to the cell, we need to write effective EMF and effective internal resistance. So that I am directly substituting here. So therefore current I can write this as E effective by R effective, right? So we know already this E effective means two cells are connected in series. Then E plus E, 2E by external total resistance. External resistance R plus internal resistance 2R. So this is the total current here. Sorry, internal resistance will be R1 plus R2 because internal resistance will be different. EMFs are same but resistance will be different. And so next here potential difference across one of the cell. So then potential difference across the cell means we can write this as and here as the cells are connected in series, I can write here during discharge. That means here both the cells are discharging only. For both the cells the current is flowing out of the positive terminal here. So during the discharge potential difference across a cell. So what is the formula for potential difference across a cell? So that is we named already it as terminal voltage. Terminal voltage we discussed already regarding the when you were discussing about EMF of the cells. When cell is discharging, then terminal voltage will be equal to E minus IR we need to write. So now here the given condition is across one of the cell its value will become 0. So now we need to identify across which cell it becomes 0 here. So then E value is same for both the cells and I value is also same for both the cells, right? And so across that cell EMF will first become 0 which is having more resistance. So more resistance R2. That means across the second cell EMF will become 0 first. So I am taking directly that equation here. Therefore for second cell, so this about for second cell it is becoming 0, it is not mentioned in the data. We need to consider that. We need to consider that this term will become 0 when first this value will become equal to this. And so that means that possibility will be there for this larger cell here. And so that we can write this as E minus I R2. This value is equal to 0. So I can write this as E is equal to the further simplification only. I value is nothing but 2E by R plus R1 plus R2 you can write into R2. And we can cancel the T and cross multiply that. So R plus R1 plus R2 is equal to 2R2, right? And so therefore this R is equal to R2 minus R1. So that is nothing but our required resistance value here. Just it is the difference of internal resistance of those two cells. So that means if you are connecting such a cell, such external resistance, then potential difference across the cell will become 0, right? So next go to the next problem here. So write the next problem. A battery consists of 12 identical cells. 12 identical cells connected in series, out of which some of cells are wrongly connected. Some of the cells are wrongly connected. This battery is enclosed in a box. This battery is enclosed in a box. And now when it is connected to two identical cells, in series, two identical cells in series, such that when this battery and cells aid each other, then the reading of ammeter connected in the circuit is 3 amperes, and when they oppose each other, they means box and this battery and the cells. When they oppose each other, then the reading of ammeter is 2 amperes. So they oppose each other, the current is 2 amperes. Let us assume some resistance is also there here. So then your question is find how many cells are connected wrongly in that box. How many cells are connected in that box? So that means these are 12 cells, each of EMF and internal resistance, or all are identical. That is also given there. So right. That means in that box, the 12 cells are there. Such as cells are in some of them are connected wrongly. Now this is combination is in either series. That means either oppose or aid for this combination here. So when it is opposing 2 amperes and when it is aiding, then it is 3 amperes. This suppose say external resistance over here. This is not required, so we are assuming some external resistance here. So now I am writing this. Let's suppose I am assuming some n number of cells are connected wrongly. N cells are connected wrongly, right? And so when n cells are connected wrongly, then EMF, effective EMF, we can write it as then EMF of this box only. This is what we are writing for the box. EMF of box, we can write this as, suppose I am assuming this as E1. That means only for these cells we need to write. So then 12 minus n cells, their EMF will be in one direction, minus n cells will be EMF will be in opposite direction. That is in case of wrongly connected cells we discussed already, right? So wrongly connected cells means out of this 12 cells, n cells are connected wrongly means 12 minus n cells are connected correctly. So their EMF will be in one direction and this n cells EMF will be in opposite direction. So that this value we can express this as, so 12 minus 2n into E, right? And now there 2 cells EMF means that you may take it as E2, that it is E2 is nothing but 2E. Now when box and cells aid each other. Aid each other means they are connected in series correctly. Their EMF will be supposed in this direction and these two cells are also this direction here. That means this effective cell EMF is like this and this cell is also like this. So then these two cells are said to be connected in series. Then that is the meaning of their aid each other. And so this current I value we can write this as E1 plus E2 by R plus R effective we need to write. So this value is given as 3. So 3 is equal to E1 means the rest EMF of this box 12 minus 2n into E plus 2E. This E2 means EMF of the cells here, right? By this R plus, and we discussed already whether the cells are whether the cells are connected correctly or wrongly, their resistance will be in series only, that is 12R. That resistance will be in series with this 2R. So total internal resistance will be 14R you will get, because we can conclude that 14 cells are connected in series. And next, when they oppose each other, so when they oppose each other, then EMF C1 and E2 will be in opposite direction. So directly I am writing here E is equal to 12 minus 2n into E minus 2E by whether they are opposing or aid each other, the resistance will be still in series only. The oppose each other means here we are getting this effective resistance of this combination, we are connecting like this, right? And so then if the combination positive terminal is like this, then box EMF will be like this and the cells EMF will be like this. So they are opposing each other. So we need to subtract those two values here. Then this is EMF of the box and EMF of the remaining two cells. And then simply let us take the ratio of these two equations here. Equation 1 by equation 2. So take the ratio of those two equations. Then you can simplify that. So just I am writing here. So equation 1 by equation 2. So then it is 3 by 2. And this denominator will be cancelled because denominator is same. So here I am writing like 14 minus 2n by, and this value will be 10 minus 2n, right? That E also I am cancelling there. The capital E also you can cancel in this ratio here when you are taking ratio, and then you can cross multiply and simplify this. 30 minus 6n is equal to 28 minus 4n, and so I can write this as 2 is equal to 2n. Therefore, this n is equal to 1. Got it? That means only one cell is connected wrongly in such a combination then. So it is in case of wrongly connected cells we can solve the problems like that. So only one cell is connected wrongly. Let us see some problems based on the parallel combinations also. So I will explain one problem and you can solve the remaining problems based on the parallel combinations also. Just if I remember parallel effective EMF formula in such a parallel combination of the cells. Right, these are the two cells. So here I am taking one more cell like this. So this is the points A and B. Now these values are like 4 volts, comma 1 ohm, and this is say 2 volts. Sorry, this voltage is 2 volts and this is 2 ohms, and this is 3 volts, 1 ohm, right? So we need to find the effective EMF between the points A and B. So just write that, find the effective EMF between the points A and B. So first we apply this effective EMF of this 2 and 4 we can calculate here. That means these two are in parallel, so I am writing this effective parallel formula. So just I am giving some names so that you can write this easily. So E1 and this is E2 and I am taking this as E3, right? So then just I can write this as E1 and E2 are in parallel. So first I am solving that part here. So E1 and E2 are in parallel. Therefore, their EMF I am taking as some E dash. So now their effective EMF we can write this as sigma E by R. Sorry, the sigma is for entire. Sigma E by R by this sigma 1 by R. Or for the two cells, you can write this expression also like E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2 we can write, right, for the in case of two cells. So let us write like this. Now this E dash is equal to 4 into 2 plus then 2 into 1 by R1 plus R2 is 1 plus 2. Therefore, this E dash value is 8 plus 2, 10 by 3 volt, right? And then here the important thing is you need to find the effective internal resistance also. Effective internal resistance of E1 and E2. That means we are going to replace that E1 and E2 by another cell. So just we for the another cell the EMF we calculated there. At the same time we need to calculate that internal resistance also. So that I am taking as R dash. Just here two resistors are in parallel and so their effective resistance we can write as R1 R2 by R1 plus R2 we can write. So then it is 2 by 3 you will get 2 by 3 ohm, right? And now therefore our circuit we can write like we can draw like this. Now this is negative 10 mil and this is a positive 10 mil here. Now this is our points AB here. Got it? We are replacing E1 E2 by this cell. This is of EMF E dash and internal resistance R dash and this value is given as 3 volts and this is given as 1 ohm, right? And so now we need to find effective resistance, effective EMF between A and B. And so now out of this E dash and 3 volts which is larger, now we can observe that both are in series but they are wrongly connected, right? Because negative terminal of one cell is connected to the positive terminal of other cell. So they are wrongly connected and so that we need to write like E effective is equal to E dash minus 3. Because E dash value is larger here. So 10 by 3 minus 3. Therefore, this E effective is equal to 1 by 3 volts you will get, right? And R effective, R dash plus R. And therefore, this R effective is equal to R dash value is 2 by 3 plus 1. So which is 5 by 3 ohms. Got it? So that means that is a parallel combination of the cells. When parallel combination of cells are there, we apply this formula like this and finally we are getting this polarities like this. That means the polarity of this combination will be like this. So this is connected wrongly to this cell here and so then we need to subtract those two EMFs there. But still their resistors are in series, so we are adding those resistors there. So like that we need to solve the parallel combination of the cells. So I will give some other problems based on this. So solve those problems. Right. Suppose say this is 4 volts, 2 ohms. This is 2 volts, 1 ohm and this value will be like 6 volts 3 ohm, and this is 2 volts 1 ohm. So you need to find the effective resistance between A and B. So then similar to our previous problem, we need to find effective of this, and out of this now you can observe this cell is wrongly connected here, and when you are taking it wrongly connected, suppose we apply the formula like E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 minus E3 by R3 by this is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3, right? This is our formula for E effective, and E1 means I am taking this order E1, E2, E3, right? If this value if you are getting as positive, then our assumption is correct. Our assumption is correct in the sense we are assuming here the higher potential will be this side. Positive here, higher potential will be this side. That is why we are taking this as positive values here, right? Higher potential must be this side and lower potential must be this side. So we are assuming the effective cell we should represent like this. If you are getting this value as positive, so sometimes there is a chance like you may get this value as negative. If you are getting this value as negative, then that indicates that we need to reverse the polarities. That means we are assuming like this, but we are getting in opposite direction means we need to replace these 3 cells by a cell of polarities like this, right? And so basing on this, whether you are getting this side like this or whether you are getting like this, the resultant cell may be in series with this or it may be wrongly connected with this, right? So that is, you should solve it very carefully here about the sign, regarding the sign here. So we are, if you are assuming like this and if you are getting positive, we should take this side because we are taking this as correct here, positive value we are taking here. Otherwise we should reverse the direction of the cell there. So I will give the another combination here. So these are the points A and B. So effective EMF we need to write. So this is 4 volts 1 ohm, and this is say 6 volts 2 ohms, 2 volts comma 1 ohm, and this is say 3 volts comma 3 ohms. So we need to find the effective resistance between that effective EMF between that A and B, right? And so solve those problems, then you will get an idea about that, right? So that is a combination of the cells and the series, parallel and mixed grouping of the cells. And in the next class onwards we will discuss about the further applications of the Kirchhoff laws and about Wheatstone bridge and the finding the effective resistance by different methods, right? Thank you.